Hello, and welcome on behalf of Work Matters at the Library. My name is Anne Green. My business is support coach, and I'm a transformation coach. Today, I want to share my top tips to successfully start a business, even if it's a challenging economic climate. Now, 2020 and COVID-19, I'm not sure you could have got much more challenging times. Everybody globally has been affected by COVID-19, and businesses have folded. However, there are lots of opportunities too. So let's focus on those ones. As a transformation coach, I work with entrepreneurs on starting new businesses. I work with business leaders to scale and grow their businesses. And I work with people who want to transform their careers. So in putting the research together for this video, I used most of their insights and also insights from my own career on what have been the most successful things for them in starting and growing their businesses. Let me share these insights through some slides. To start out, I checked what was the number one question that kept coming through each of my meetings. And that top question that most people asked was, when is the best time to start a new business? Well, rather than my telling you what I think is the best time to start your business, let's walk through what the top tips will be. And you can decide for yourself then what you need to do and what will be the best time for you to start your business. How does that sound? Okay, let's take a look. To start off, let's look at the meaning of entrepreneur. We hear that term so often. What does an entrepreneur do? What are they? Well, really it means an innovator. There's somebody who brings a new business to the market. They're the person who takes most of the risk doing this. However, they get to gain most of the rewards as well. And that's the really nice part of this. It makes it worthwhile. Now, let's look at the top 7 traits of an entrepreneur. How many of these can you tick off? Number 1 on the list is self-motivation. No matter what the challenges are, an entrepreneur is self-motivated to make sure that they keep moving, keep growing, and get through whatever the challenge is. They understand their product and market. They keep learning more and more about it. They keep listening to people. They interview, they talk, they research, they read. They really understand what their clients' needs are. They're a consummate networker. They're always talking to people. So they're checking what's happening in their market. They're checking what other people are doing. They're listening to their competition. They're a risk taker. And when I say risk taker, they take calculated risks. So they do their analysis, they check the data, and then with all of those insights, they're prepared to take a risk. They've got great business acumen, business and financial skills. They know how to manage their business and manage the finance, the really important part to keep that business moving and growing. You'll trust them because they're really passionate about their business. They know their product or service. You don't feel like you're just being sold something. You really believe that they'll look after you no matter what happens. And if there's a challenge, you know that you're going to be supported. They're agile. That means they keep watching. They're flexible. They can adapt to whatever the situation is and bring that flexibility into their business. So those are the top 7 traits. How many of those can you tick off? I love having a framework, and this is mine. I use it with both entrepreneurs when they're starting their businesses and also with people who are transforming their careers. I know it's worked because I've used it myself and I've changed my own career 5 times. It took a while to find something that I really loved doing, but I did when I started working through this framework. And the first most important question is, what is my why? Why do I want to start a business? Why is it important for me? So looking at the framework is based on a Japanese saying called ikigai. Now, ikigai means purpose for life or meaning for life. And it comes from the research that was done in a location in Japan called Okinawa. And that's where most of the people living there, many of them are over 100 years old, but they have one thing in common. They've discovered the meaning of eternal youth. They love what they do. They're healthy, they're happy. And it's through this framework that helps to make sure that they have a long and healthy life. So finding what you love and connecting what the world needs becomes your mission. Finding what the world needs and what you can be paid for, that becomes your vocation. Then researching what you can be paid for and turning that into something that you are really good at, that's your profession. And finally connecting those dots between what you're really good at and what you love, that becomes your passion. That, where those four connect, that becomes your ikigai, your purpose for life. My first tip is finding your niche. And that really is about focus. It's bringing your focus in what your product or service is going to be. Making sure that there's a need for it. Making sure that it's something you love doing. So that it's not just a job, but it's something that you love getting up and doing every day. Where's the market for it? Who are your clients? Where will you find them? So it's not just your passion, but it's something that there's a need for that people will pay for. Now, the differences in a downturn is that there are lots more supports available to businesses. In Ireland, the bulk of our businesses are micro, small, or medium. So more than 90% of our businesses are made up of businesses with less than 100 people. The supports are there to really help those businesses to be successful, especially when the economy is challenged, as it has been through COVID-19. The other real difference is that during times like this, fewer people are prepared to take risks and bring a product to the market. So that means there's less competition for you bringing a product to the market. My next tip are needs. These aren't about your needs, they're about the customer or the client needs. What is there a need for that people will pay for? So all the time stepping into what does the client need? Step into their shoes. Who are your competitors? And what do they do well? Now, what can you do better? And then identifying where is that gap. Look to solve a problem, not just now, but in the future as well. And be able to build that trust with your clients that if they have a problem with your product or with their service, that they can come back to you and you will fix it for them. Now, the difference in a downturn is that people will only spend money on what they really need. So you have to make sure that you really do research and know what they need. The other thing is, people love a good news story in a downturn. So this can become your best marketing tool. Share the story about what your product or what your service can do for them. My third tip is checking how ready you are. And that starts with looking at the amount of time that you can give to this project. It will take a lot of time to research and a lot of time to make sure that you're in the right place and the right space to start a business. How much money do you need? How much money do you have? Remember that you've got to live at the same time and possibly support family or whatever. Will you need investors? And if so, where are you going to get them? What resources will your business need? The physical resources like premises, equipment, software, or the intangibles like people, like your brand, like copyright, or even a patent if it's something that is very new and very different and you don't want somebody to steal your idea. All of those take a lot of time. My best tip for all of this information is put together a business plan. It'll tell you exactly what you know already, but it'll also tell you what the gaps are and help you then with the steps on what you need to find out to know just how ready you are to start this product or service delivery. The opportunities in downturn are there can be opportunities to partner with other people. So you might want to take on a partner in your business. So share that risk. It's important to take on the right person. Make sure that, again, there are shared values, that you have a shared vision and idea for the business, both now and in the future. There could be ways of collaborating with other businesses. So all of those are really good opportunities, especially in a downturn. My fourth and final tip is look for the opportunities. And I really believe that the bigger the challenge, then the greater the opportunity. Where's that gap in the market? Listen, learn, read, research, but find out what people are doing. Listen to people about what are their challenges and figure out what is that gap that your product or service can fulfill. There are super opportunities for training, learning and development. So, what is your current level of knowledge? Things that you've learned already. What are your skill sets that you need to maybe improve? What additional skills do you need? What are your abilities, the things that you do really well, but you need maybe more training and more support in? Look for the online opportunities. Look for the mentors and coaches who have the business acumen and can support your business as well. And also, do you need people to help you run that business? Because the biggest opportunity in a downturn is that there's greater available talent. People unfortunately lose their jobs, so they're prepared to maybe take a contract opportunity. They might be prepared to take on an apprenticeship or an internship. What way can you take on somebody and support their career and also support your business? So looking at those other downturn opportunities, where can you find discounts or negotiate good rates for things? If you need your rent discounted, if you need premises, then where can you find the best premises and negotiate a really, really good rent for it? People still have to make money, so be able to negotiate and be comfortable and confident about that negotiation. What equipment do you need, and can you negotiate good rates for that? Or can you spread that equipment cost over a period of time? Could you share the equipment with other businesses? What are the opportunities out there that maybe you haven't thought about? So those are my 4 tips. And before I leave you, I want to share with you a poem that somebody shared with me years ago when I first started my career. It's called Don't Quit. And it comes from a poet called John Greenleaf Whittier. He was born in the 19th century, but his theory was that when things go wrong, never, ever quit. This poem has stood to me for many, many years and through many different challenges. I shared it with a lot of clients, and many of them come back to say, you know something, I really needed those words. I needed that motivation just to pick myself up and to move on. So if things do get tough, rest if you need to, but don't quit. Those were my top tips. And that's the wisdom that I've learned from other people and also through my own career. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And if you're thinking of starting a business, good luck. On behalf of Work Matters at the Library, I hope this has been useful for you, that you found tips that you hadn't thought about. And if I can support you in any way, these are my contact details. Do let me know how you're getting on. And as I say, good luck and thank you.